Joe? Oh my goodness. I'm glad you didn't. That would be hard. Okay, my guys fell again. It says my internet's a little unstable here, so just double checking. Seems like we're up and running still. Kinda, technically. Maybe. Poor network connection detected. I have luckily not yet caught COVID, which is really good because I am a diabetic. Goodness knows, like, if you caught COVID though, that would be terrible. It's me. Bad connection, Mario. I appreciate you coming back, because, yeah, it seems to be that... Oh, they're scared. Okay. Okay. So, we... What, do we jump at them? Oh, duh! We got our wonderful shell dude. You know, I was just thinking, how in the world do I get, like, to hit stuff? Well, you use the tools you got. No, look at me. It's so nice having you all stop by, though. I'm excited. Like, I haven't talked to Josie, and I haven't talked to, I haven't talked to you less than forever, it seems. I actually talked to one of my other long-term friends I haven't talked to forever, Jess. But she doesn't watch Twitch. I actually, like, talked to her on the phone. She's old-fashioned like that. It was nice to talk to her, though, too, because it's like, it's just been a while. I guess today was a reconnection day with everybody. It's nice to talk to Z, too, because Z's been sick, and I hadn't talked to him in, I don't know, like a week or more. And we hang out a lot of places, like online. We hang out a lot of the same places, so. Just a harsh flu? Ugh, that sucks. Yeah, I'm glad I got to catch up with Jess too. Like, she's been having a hard time. It seems like a lot of my friends have been having a hard time. Just because it's that time of year, I guess. But I'm glad that we're all making it through. That's what we can do. You know? We can at least attempt to make it through. Yay! I got 6 stars. Good job, me. Oh, we are for sure hopping around and getting these. Give me that flower point. Is there anything else? Heart! Ugh. Damn it. price of gas and groceries is killing you? Yeah. Okay, it is $5.20 for the cheap stuff here. Like the stuff they put ethanol in. $5.20. Yeah, everyone can relate for sure. It's just been, that's been killing everybody. My mom said, and she's in Washington right now, they were at like 507 or something where she's at, which is a lot. I was at like 507 last week when I got gas. So I'm glad I caught it when I did. Because, yeah, jumping from like 507 to 519.9 was insane. And I thought it was insane when I filled it up. I was like, oh my god, it's $60. I have never paid $60 for gasoline in my life. And I have a, you know, relatively small tank. I have a Toyota and it has 11 gallons. That's it. You know, so it's like, it's not like I have like a huge thing. Unfortunately, it's a little older and it's not like a hybrid or anything like that, which is ideally what I want, but you know, going through bankruptcy, you can't really afford anything. So I'm just hoping I get to keep my car going through it. So I'll take it when I can. But yeah, it's just like, I can't believe how much gas it is. Yeah, but SUV, and it's awful. I'm so sorry. I mean, mine's an SUV. I have a RAV4, which my dad and mom gave me. It's a 2008, so it's, you know, older. But it's a Toyota, so they get pretty darn good gas mileage, even if they're older like that. Gimme, gimme, gimme coins. Jingle, jingle, jingle. But I mean, all I do is I just drive around town, going to doctor's appointments, I swear. And then band practice, of course. Band practice every Sunday. We may actually have a drummer lined up too, which I am super stoked about. It would be so killer if we get this drummer. Well, it'll be so killer if we get a drummer and they're good. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm stoked though. If we get a drummer, that would be just so awesome. Band is going great. I was listening to our playback from yesterday's session and we sound really good. I mean, our vocals need a little work because our lead guitarist is not a singer by trade, but he's singing it. And it's not like Billy Corgan is all that great shakes either. So luckily that works out in that sense. And my bass playing has come quite far. And we've been tackling a lot of really hard songs, so I'm really pleased with it. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having so much fun. You have no idea how much fun. It's like, I mean, well, you know me. You've known me since I was like 14 or 16 or something. I've always wanted to be in a good band, and this feels like a good band. Okay, who called the cops? Exactly. There's two Pumpkins fan, like, right there. It's like, who hates Billy Corgan and those who don't mind his vocals. That was awful. Watch all over us. I have to try again. Okay. Okay. Like, maybe we're not supposed to be here yet. You're more for a tool. This is a passion project. Let me just put it this way. So, like, the two guitarists that I'm working with total pumpkin nerds. It was a cute story about how they got together. They kept their eyes out, both of them, for equipment that like was used to make Smashing Pumpkins songs, because they're just nerds. They were big Pumpkin fans, didn't know each other at all, but they kept like getting the equipment that they were searching for, and like they'd see a listing pop up on, say, like Facebook or whatever, and they'd try to buy it, and the other one got it before them, and they started getting mad at each other. And then they met up this one time when one of them was selling a pedal that the other wanted that was for like a specific tone for a Smashing Pumpkins song and stuff like that. And then they started chatting and they became friends, and they were both like, why don't we play Pumpkins together? And one of them wound up being a guitar teacher, and he's like, well, I got a student that's a bassist. This is not me, by the way. This is who they got. You know, we can totally, you know, get something together. And the other guy was like, yeah, I can set up some drum tracks in Pro Tools or whatever. So he got drum tracks together. They started playing together. Bassist sucked in the sense of like, he didn't want to commit to it as a student. But like, it just turned into a passion product. So they were looking for a bassist. And they put out a little ad on the local music channel on Facebook and found me. And then they were also looking for a drummer, and it's been a while. So we'll see how the drummer turns out. But yeah, they kept like buying the gear. It is a cute story. But what's really cute, okay, so the Smashing Pumpkins themselves, they started out as just Billy and James, the two guitarists, just like these two did. Darcy came in when she and Billy started having an argument at a bar while they were watching a band. And she played cello and bass and stuff, and she joined, which is funny. But they couldn't find a drummer, so they were playing to an 808. They were playing to a drum sequencer. Aw, that's sweet of you to say that. I feel like lucky to have them too. But it's, again, the story is funny because we're playing to a drum track and they started out playing to a drum track. So it's very much in the Smashing Pumpkins tradition. It's funny. But we're having a heck of a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm apparently doing something wrong here and I want to know what. Oh, okay, I should use Madame Flurry to stun the jabbies. Yeah, it's just kind of like oddly working out like that. So we're hoping to find a jazz drummer like they did for, but hopefully he doesn't get into drugs. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens with these dudes. Okay, the cops are out. We're gonna fight them. Come on, cops. Damn right. Yeah, we're gonna blow those cops away. Oh, we did it. We finished every last job here. I have to destroy the Hive Fortress. Oh my god, cinnamon rolls, like legitimate cinnamon rolls? That sounds amazing. Yay! I bet your cinnamon rolls are delicious, see? I could really go for some cinnamon rolls right about now. Giant rolls of sticky goodness. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're all going over for Z's cinnamon rolls. I bet they are sticky and delicious. That's gotta be good. I am hungry. I thought that would be a door, but it's not. We have a chest. Look at that. Yeah, I want your sticky buns. I'm a diabetic with a sweet tooth. What do you expect, Z? Oh, I love innuendo. Yay! We got the blue key. Yes, with this key we should be able to open this cell. My people are locked in. Hurry, we have to free my sister and the others. Okay, we shall. Oh, it's terrible being a diabetic with a sweet tooth, I tell you what. Though, you know, I have my tea with my Splenda. I made a pie. I made a chocolate cream pie. Oh god, that sounds dirty. I made a cream pie. But it's sugar-free. A sugar-free cream pie. It's actually really good. I have eaten, unfortunately, half of it. Because I'm a diabetic with a sweet tooth. It's lower carb because it's like the sugar-free pudding. Of course, you use milk, and then of course there's the crust. So like regardless of whether or not, but yeah, sugar-free syrup is gross. So poor pancakes. Yeah, almond flour pancakes are not my favorite, so I just kind of stay away from pancakes, which is unfortunate because I love pancakes. But yeah, almond flour pancakes, not a good time. My favorite thing to do with the almond flour, though, is something called fathead dough, where you use the almond flour and the mozzarella cheese and eggs and things, and you can make a wonderful pizza dough out of it. And it's basically, do you want a little cheese with your pizza? You like sugar-free syrup, but you're used to it, you think. Like sugar-free pancake syrup, because I use like sugar-free syrups in stuff usually, like the Torani syrup. You live with a diabetic too. Yeah, you get used to these things. Gluten-free, nut-free pancakes, taste of sadness and crunchiness. I know your mom has those allergies, huh? Oh, and you love fathead dough, right? Fathead dough is where it's at. If you can get that much mozzarella, but the price of food these days. So I haven't had one in a while. I've been kind of like subsisting on just straight up burgers. Though, our local stores have been carrying Franz, Franz, Franz keto bread stuffs. So I've been actually getting keto buns. Yeah, and Z's mom's allergic to nuts, so that sucks. I imagine those taste kind of like bleh without any. Because if the almond flour ones taste bleh, it's something with almond flours, I bet, are even worse. There's another dough you can make with almond flour and cream cheese. Is it the one for like cloud buns? It's a mushroom. Oh, not to be, rude, but it looks all dry and wrinkly and gross. Yeah, I know. I picked it so I can give it to my brother to eat. But then I got captured and stuck in here. After a few days, it dried out. Oh, really? Great story. Anyway, don't worry so much. All my complaining aside, I'm sure Punio will return. Cloud buns are good, though. I made some once. My mom also liked chaffles because she was going more low carb for a while there. My sister has a specialty diet because she's immunocompromised and has an autoimmune issue. But yeah, your stores have Franz gluten-free breads and burger buns. Nice. I was really surprised to see the Franz keto stuff because they got keto hot dog ones and hamburger ones and the sliced bread, which I have to say they're dry. So, and they actually have a particular taste that reminds me of malt, 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 like you put in the drink. It's weird. But it's not bad either. It's actually pretty good. Here I am ranting about food. I forgot to take my medication. This is your formal medication check. If you have not yet taken your medication for the evening, please do so at this time. Alright, so I'm taking mine. Gluten-free tortillas are tiny and bland. Fuck, the low carb ones are too. But I have to say, like, they're better than the gluten-free ones. My friend Jana that I went and visited up in New York, she has celiacs, like legitimately has celiacs, and so gluten-free is major for her. She got me this cookie and from a gluten-free bakery, and they have to do like whole like separate wash down kind of like sterilization to make sure things are gluten-free when you are doing baking stuff. And like it was really good. It was a black and white cookie. I've never had a black and white cookie before, and it was delicious. Your mom too, plus all other kinds of stuff. Aldi makes decent low carb tortillas. I wish we had Aldi's. We have I think we have Kroger's. Like the Kroger company is what our local grocery store is mostly, and they're okay. You discovered you hate coconut sugar. I have discovered I hated coconut sugar too. It was not good. It was also still pretty carby, which is the factor for me, not for you so much. Coconut sugar is just, it's just not good. It's unpleasant. I wish we had Aldi's. Oh, I did get to go to a Wawa like many times while I was in Jersey, and I am totally jealous of Wawas. Wawas are amazing. We need more Wawas. Trying to cook with coconut substitute products is like making things harder than it needs to be. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like Aldi is good for their prices, and Aldi is also good because, like, from what I understand, they're good for their employees. Employees can sit down, which is like, fuck yeah. Damn right, you get to sit, you're standing most of the day for no reason. Wawa is amazing. If you ever get a chance to go to a Wawa, go to a Wawa. They are great. You know, it's funny, I've been drinking a lot of liquids, and I haven't finished a single one. I'm down to like a quarter on each of them. That's funny. What happened to all my dudes? That's great. They actually do get to sit down. Are my dudes out there? You may end up in West Virginia. Wow. That would be quite the trip. Quite the relocation. Is it for like job related for your mom, or what's up with West Virginia? Because I thought you guys were maybe going to Washington. West Virginia. I gotta look at a map. I'm not that familiar with the East Coast of where things are located in relation to other. Okay, so West Virginia is west of Maryland. And Virginia, that makes sense, right? Okay. But it's also west and south of Pennsylvania. And it's west of Delaware and New Jersey, and southwest of New York. Okay, cool. That would be interesting. And it's northwest of the Carolinas. Yeah. You've had Country Road stuck in your head ever since your mom found out it's cheaper there and shit. It's one of the top 10 cheapest states to live in. Oh, wow. I don't think I was supposed to go here yet. I think I was supposed to go to the blue guys. Okay. We weren't ready for this. We were not ready for this. Okay. So... I think we're supposed to go get the blue guys. She found a cheap place with 10 acres. 10 acres? See, you can set up your own blacksmithing shop on 10 acres. That would be so cool. Yeah, build your own forge. Damn right. That would be amazing. I really hope that if that happens, it works out really well. Ah, of course. Same brain cell. Damn right. Oh, no, I do. I want to hammer this dude. Mario. Old apartment above your shop at that point to be as close as you can to your work. See, and like the cool thing is like that would mean you would have a separate house from the main house, so you can go visit your mom at the same time. Like you'd have your own privacy, which would be good. That would be really neat. She missed. I'm having a hard time with that stick. I hitted it. Come on! Nope. That's a third time. Take that, dude. Come on. There we go. There we go. Yay! Yay, we got a heart out of that. That's great. Hold on one second here. I have to look at something. I just got a notice from my work that my FMLA is exhausted and to contact, or it will be on the 28th. So I have to contact HR. So we will see. They sent me that 2 hours ago at 8 p.m. at night. 8 p.m. at night, they sent out a message of, oh, by the way, your FMLA will stop existing and your federal, you know, protected status for leave. I guess we'll see what happens. I'll contact them in the morning. Yeah, yeah. Well, I've been off work as it's been a sucky year. Like I went from intermittent leave to full-time leave status because of my migraines. Hence why we are testing our migraine glasses, which actually, you know what? So far so good. This is not a bad run through, to be honest. You know what? I'm just gonna leave these guys. Because we got the blue key. We can call them here, right? Yeah, I just got them this morning, and I posted a Facebook photo. Thanks to my mom, like, I was able to get them. Like, it's been tight, I tell you what. They don't give you a crap when it comes to short-term disability pay. I'm making less than, technically speaking, I'm making less than $10 an hour. So, like, things are just... I'm not even barely covering things. I am... all by the grace of my mom. And by the grace of some of my friends, actually, who did super nice things like order tarot readings. That was like that's been a help to get food and stuff. So yeah, speaking of which, I gotta do an astrology chart one of these days. I have spoons or spoons. Spoons or spoons, let me tell you what. But yeah, I guess I'll be contacting work and being like, so are you going to let me go at the end of the leave? Like, at the end of the federal protection status? Because I certainly can, lawyer up. I mean, I got a bankruptcy attorney. He knows somebody. I'm not sure, like, that's, like, something you can lawyer up about, but I'm just saying it'd be funny. Petunia, I'm back when we brought the key. We're opening the cell right now. Yay! I have been working really hard at my astrology, as I have a habit. But yeah, I've actually gotten to be pretty good at astrology now. I should do that more. Big brother! Little Petunia! Are you alright? You're not hurt, are you? Look, it's reunited. It is a fun bit of info. I've actually gotten a lot more thorough with them too. Like, I'm actually gonna formalize putting together readings and stuff instead of my informal information. so that they'll be professional for people. Because I've got some really interesting things that I have studied with astrology. I'm actually working through a book that's talks about Hori readings, like Hori charts and stuff, which is like, you know, what best type of day, or what best day, what hour, what minute is it to do X, Y, and Z, like to play lotto numbers, or, you know, my luck, or to move into a house and things like that. That's I'm studying a book on that kind of stuff because it's kind of interesting. Because I haven't done predictions when it comes to astrology. Like, I haven't cast horoscopes ever because there's just too many factors in my opinion. But it's an interesting, like, research topic. So that's what I've been looking into recently, is astrology. That and refining my own method of chart mapping and figuring out, like, the physical location of where stars actually were in comparison to the Earth when someone was born. So my yeah, you gotta call the Super Scorpio. Z there is a Scorpio who has a oh, what's it called? He has a ton of Scorpio placements that are conjunct with each other. I can't think of the word right now because all my mental brain fog reasons. But yeah, so he's got a ton of Scorpio placements in conjunction, which is like, oh, so do you want a little Scorpio with that Scorpio? You might like to add a dash more Scorpio. It's funny. It would be interesting to run your chart again, Les. Like, it really would be. If you want to send me your info, just for me to take a peek at. Not for, like, anything formalized or for pay, but just, like, for me to look at, I'd be really interested. Oh my god. She's giving him the mushroom. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Stellium. That's the word. A stellium. Where you have multiple big placements in Scorpio or in whatever sign or whichever house. So, like, you can have a 12th house stellium, or you can have, like, a stellium for Gemini or whatever, for instance. I need your birth date, your birthplace, and yeah, that's it. Birth date and birthplace. Oh, and the date also has to include the time of day. Also, if you have that available. If not, it's going to be less exact. And you can send that to me on Facebook Messenger. Yeah, time of day, date, and place. Oh, nasty. Big brother. Bunny-chan! It was icky, wasn't it? I'm sorry. No. This guy's gonna barf. Oh my god. Thank you. Big brother, are you okay? Give me a hug, Bajuni. Hey, credit Punyo, come on. Don't get all mushy, everyone. Oh, it was just really a sweet gesture, is all. Aw. Reunited, and it feels so good. Look at that. 90 Poonies have joined the party. We're now 101. We will kick some fucking ass. I am kind of determined to get through this chapter, by the way. That's why I haven't quite yet. Mario said, fuck blue lives. Damn right. Damn right. Mario's like, All cops are bastards. We're gonna get those guys. Send the cop alarms. Barry, are you streaming tonight? Are you off of work yet, also? Savins! Yes, indeed. This is my first playthrough, and I just lost some of my poonies. Oh my god. Nice to meet you, Savins. Oh, we got 79. What happened to them? Transport fever, maybe. Ooh, did you sleeping? Gotcha. No spoilers then. I appreciate you. I appreciate you with the no spoilers. That is... Luckily, I haven't had many. I have had suggestions on, like, what things I should spec into and what I should grab first, which I am totally okay with those kind of suggestions because I am not very good at strategy. Luckily, this game doesn't seem to take a lot of it, which is good. Oh my god. There are so many Poonie. I appreciate you being here, though, Savins. Transport fever. Barry, that sounds like it might be a fun stream. When do you start streaming usually? Is it in a couple hours? The time difference really makes it kind of throw me off. I hope you stick around, Savins, though. Like, we're in chapter 2. You gotta cook dinner. Okay, that makes sense. We lost 3 of them. Come back here. Like, right now. Currently procrastinating. What are you having for dinner? What are you having for dinner, Barry? Aw, Savins already popped out. Looks like. That's a bummer. Butter chicken. Ooh, wow, butter chicken. Oh, you're still here? Well, thank you for sticking around. Nightbot was just making it funny and said you weren't, so I appreciate you being here. We have 101. That'd be, you know, it'd be funny. We got these. Oh, it just goes to 0. That's sad. Well, buttered chicken sounds absolutely delicious. It's gonna be amazing. That's how you should make it. Do you make it with rice or do you have it with naan? Rice, yes. We usually have it with rice too, which is why I haven't had it in quite a while. Butter chicken's always good, but I'm Indian, so my mom taught me that before I moved out a few years ago. That sounds absolutely wonderful. I am sure that is an absolutely delightful butter chicken too. I think I'm supposed to go this way. I can really go for some butter chicken. Okay, so do I have to blow these guys across? Any addition helps with eating vegetables for sure. Otherwise you'd be screwed. Right? I have a hard time getting enough vegetables myself. You can only eat so many salads. This is true. Though, I have learned how to make a cheesesteak. And you can put like onions on that if you're into onions. They're migraine sugar for me, so I can eat them, I just can't smell them. Also had like Italian sausage with bell peppers. Sauteed bell peppers were really good. And stuffed peppers too. Stuffed peppers are really good in the summer. Like if you grill them. Oh, come on, you guys. There we go. Greek gyros. I am actually playing on original hardware. I have my old school GameCube controller, the Wavebird. It's wireless because for some reason the wired one was giving me more trouble. I'm playing on a Wii though, the original Wii because I got it day one because our GameCube. It was actually kind of funny. The lid, for some reason, the latch broke and we never fixed it. So, but it was also my ex's. My ex had the GameCube and I had got myself a Wii, gosh darn it. So I took the Wii with me. Tales of Symphonia GameCube. Tales of Symphonia is absolutely one of my all-time favorite games. Oh my goodness. I'm tempted to play that one through again. It was one of the first games I really, really enjoyed it. No, did they make I'm gonna Google this. Yes, please drop a link. It will not kick you out. Let's see this, let's see this. Oh, that is cool. I didn't know they made that. That's amazing. I like the color. I like that it's like mint green. That looks so awesome. Oh my goodness. Did you get the controller too? Like the whole thing, Oh, that's great. Like, oh my goodness. You know what? I could probably put the sunstone here. This would be easier. Okay. Come on, lady. That is freaking amazing. What a beautiful GameCube. Like, you don't say that, like, about much hardware, but that was so well done. That is one of my all-time favorite games. I played through it twice. Took a while to find it. And the Hello Kitty. And 3DS. I have not seen that before. I didn't know they made that. They have so many cool exclusives. Let's check this out. Oh, that is cool. How pretty is that? Look at that. What a nice 3DS. Well, yeah. Oh, I fell. They get the fact that, you know, Japan is a small country, even though they're very populous, they have like a high population of nerds. It's great. Ooh, there we go. Z knows a lot about Gundam. Like, I thought I was a bit of a Gundam nerd myself, you know, but no. I'm a Gundam fan. Z is a Gundam otaku. Gundam Wing is still all-time favorite Gundam for me. Build Fighter series. Ooh. I Am Blood Orphans is also the 00 series. Oh, it's also awesome, and also the 00 series. Gundam 00. I started watching that because didn't they have that on Toonami here? Like, for a while? And I think I actually kind of liked it, but it was really kind of low-key and quiet. Gundam Wing is fun. You will like it. Like, if you haven't seen any Gundam, that one's really fun. Plus, there's some really cool games that they did. They did like a fighting game. That was super fun. And they have a movie. They have the Gundam Wing movie, which was really cool. Okay, let's beat up these cops. Yeah, take that, buddy. We're gonna get ya. You watched the whole Inuyasha series out of order, just coming home late, right? No, the ones you mentioned are all are all their own singular stories. But if you want a continuous story arc, then watch the Gundam Universal Century ones that are based. Oh, because they all tie into each other. That's cool. Damn right, we got them. Fully Cooley and Cowboy Bebop if you're awake at 3 a.m. Yes. All three series absolutely love. You're talking our language here. I think Z and I are big Toonami fans. I'm a huge fan of Fully Cooley. Especially, like, I loved the Pillows. Like, that band is great. And Cowboy Bebop, probably all-time favorite anime, other than Sailor Moon. And Inuyasha's in the top, of course, too, like in top 10, because they were really good. Gundam Wing is amazing and is in my top 10 for sure. Ah, you got to see Zoids. That's awesome. It was a lot of different jokes. It wasn't just all lewd, one long lewd joke. That is Chobits. Yay! Oh, that's right. Chompy. You would think I hadn't played one before. 00 is basically a more modern Gundam Wing. Let's teen drama. The teen drama was half the fun though. Like, admittedly. But that actually sounds really good. I should watch that sometime. Right now I've been watching Spy Family with one of my friends, and that's been really enjoyable. Oh, Van Dread. You know, I've always wanted to see it, but I never got a chance to. I heard it was really great. And then, of course, you're backing that up now, too. So. Ray Zephon. I remember Ray Zephon, but I don't actually remember Ray Zephon. Like, I remember it, I remember I saw it, but I don't know what went on. The comedy of Spy Family is great. If there was like a modern series I would definitely recommend for comedy and action, it would be that. Oh, no, I gotta hit stuff. I can't. Maybe that's why I don't remember Raise Up on that much. Come on. You got this. You felt pressure to watch Evangelion at least once because I see people reference it all the time on the internet, right? It is one of those mindfuck animes where you have to see it at least once. Kind of like watching Perfect Blue or Akira. But yeah, Eva is just... it's its own thing. And yeah, like Z said, if you're gonna watch Eva, watch the original so that way you get all the mindfucks that everybody has. Like all the redos were like correcting storylines and this and that. It's like, no, go with what was released originally so that way you can experience it. Akira was a great Crash Course in anime. You watched Akira, but not Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue, trigger warning on that. Look up the warnings before you watch it. It's like interpersonal warnings, so yeah, there's some stuff that happens to a person. You may, but it's one of those that is like, it's a classic because it's a horror. Horror, because of my accent, I want to make sure I said that correctly. It's kind of like a psychological thriller horror film anime. So it's dark and twisted, even though it kind of looks cutesy at first glance. It's not. It's like, yeah, it should, you should check out and, you know, check the rating on it and the warnings listed. Oh, okay. Well, you might enjoy it and then be like, no, that was wrong. I shouldn't see that. Because I've watched it twice and I'm like, I really shouldn't have watched it twice. I didn't get to see Blue Gender. Paranoia Agent was a great mind series. I didn't see that one. One that I really liked, I like Serial Experiments Lane. That was fun. Also liked Boogie Pop Phantom because of the mystery aspect. I like mystery kind of stuff. I actually started watching Mushishi, which I haven't finished yet. I like that kind of like mystery, but like folklore kind of things. I like that stuff. Oh, you love Lane too? Hey, and welcome back. You look quite fearless. Lane was so fun. Is that the anime with the gray-haired dude smoking a cigarette? Yes, Mushishi is the one with it. I've seen the cover. Yeah, he's a great dude. Like, I love his character. Wolf's Rain. Oh my god, I haven't seen that in forever. I watched that once, but I haven't seen it since. Like, we binged it because we borrowed it from a friend, but I I don't really remember it. There was D and Angel. I didn't see D and Angel. Oh, what is that anime that I'm thinking of? There's another anime that was really good. And I'm just remembering the opening theme. I hate that. Your daughter watches The Promised Neverland and My Hero Academia. I hear My Hero Academia is really good. Ergo Proxy. Yes, that one was a good gritty one. Hold on 1 second though. There is... Oh, it was the opening for Lane. Never mind. I was like, I'm hearing that the Duvet song. And you don't seem to understand. Got that stuck in my head. I'm like, is that Lane? Is that not Lane? It is Lane. Oh, we got a star piece. Nice. I like my Crunchyroll, unfortunately, has a long list. Dreadnought was good. I have not seen Dreadnought. Or Dragonaut. Oh my god. I can read. I'm just skipping letters there, you know. Dragonaut Academy was great. I haven't seen that. I really liked, I mean, there's a ton of anime that I like, but I'm trying to think of more newer ones. The Little Witch... Is it Little Witch Academy or something like that? No, that's the game. There's that witchy one that was on Netflix that was super cute. I really enjoyed that one. The dork. But also... I don't know, there's just a ton of anime. Little Witch Academia. Oh, yeah, that's it. It was really fun, and apparently they're gonna come out with another OVA for that. Ooh, Slayers, though. I know, see, like Slayers. Oh, and have you all heard that Trigun is getting a new animated series? It looks freaking amazing, just from the promo arts. The promo stills they've got. Wait, are we going backwards? What are we doing with these little guys now that we got them all? As long as it does not butcher the story of Dragon, you're happy. I agree. That's how I felt with Sailor Moon, and they did a damn good job. I am so stoked for like the Sailor Stars stuff. No idea. Okay, so we went this way. Do we go this way? I'm just wandering in circles at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, and babies. Not this way. I know, right? I need to get out of here. I am lost. Okay. Sure. Z, we do definitely need to at least finish the live action Cowboy Bebop. We stopped about halfway because reasons. We should have just binged it, like, to tell you the truth. Oh no, I felt. We should have just binged it though. Have a great night, Les. I am so glad you stopped by. It's been wonderful talking with you. I miss you tons. I'll let you know about your astrology chart, and if I find anything super interesting now that I've been more into astrology. And also, I'll let you know if I get back on the East Coast. Have a great night. Yeah, just life got in the way. And so did migraines, like for both of us. I mean, honestly. How have your migraines been, by the way? Hopefully they have been good. This song's gonna haunt my dreams. Talk to you later. I think maybe we are going in the right direction. Or we're not. It is time to consult the handy dandy internet. Okay, so there's a place that we went to? Yeah, Discord just died for me too. You're right. Like, I just looked at the app and it's... Even the Discord status website, discordstatus.com, is having loading issues. Yeah. Oh, apparently Discord status is they're working on it. They know there's a problem. That's good to know that you know that there's a problem. Yeah, next time we can get a day together, we should totally do that. Tomorrow I'm gonna be working on those stream avatars, so I can't really pay attention while I'm working on that. And the next day I think I have a doctor's appointment. Well, and tomorrow I'll probably be dealing with the bullshit that is FMLA. But maybe Thursday? Yeah, if you're available Thursday, let's make a date of it. It'll be good. Not like a date, but a popcorn date. Plus, I want to pick your brain for D&D stuff. So we were supposed to use the pipes until we reached the first Coonies versus Jabby's room, where we got the blue key. There are 4 switches. Hit these switches until they're like the ones in the other room. Okay, so possibly we go back here. Oh no, if it was the first one, then it was back. Back here? No, this wouldn't be it. Dear Diary, it is day 43. We are lost. We are lost in the great bogly tree. We have started eating for Goonies. The The first one we ate was that big one who was a jerk to everybody. Okay, we survived by having multiple apps. There was like Ventrilo, Skype, and then we also had our instant messenger and messaging boards. We had messenger boards. Message boards were great. I miss message boards. Yeah, we got AIM and MSN. Well, and then before then, we also had ICQ. I'm that old. We had ICQ. And we also had, like, you know, alt.rec. Vent. Skype. Mumble. Yeah, I skipped Mumble. And I don't know how I managed to skip Mumble, but I skipped Mumble. And then Discord. You're 29, so you remember most of it. Okay, I got 10 years on you. I mean, you would have been Whittle. Some dark days in Instant Messenger. Yeah, the days where we posted emo lyrics of songs when we were in a bad mood. And like, yeah. Well, and then there was also Yahoo Messenger. My friend, Les, who just left, we met over an emailing list for fan fiction back in 1997, 1996, something along those lines. And we have off and on kept in touch. I used to run a fan fiction archive. And yeah, and then we talked over ICQ, we talked over Yahoo Messenger when that became a thing, but before then Yahoo actually had like chat rooms and stuff back in the day. But yeah, Les used to run a fan fiction list, which was so cool. My dad was in high school, and so were they, for that matter. And yeah, we've just known each other since. Like, honestly, it's like one of my longest friendships has been an internet friendship. We haven't met in person ever because they're on the other side of the country. But we have talked over the phone and sent letters to each other like, you know, the dorks we are. Because that's what one did in 1998 when you have a best friend who is across the country, is you sent each other letters and care packages and made your parents worry while you were racking up while you were racking up calling card bills and long distance. Puzzle Pirates. You have a friend that plays Maple Story. You used to write Tenchi Muyo fanfic. I can see that. I bet it was good. You have a friend that you met on Maple Story as a kid. That's awesome. Maple Story was fun. I used to play it on my downtime on World of Warcraft. I also remember an old pirate-based MMO. Puzzle Pirates. Puzzle Pirates. I do not know Puzzle Pirates. No, you could choose a class in this game. It's kind of wild. That sounds wild. I still think about Neopets sometimes. We lost some dudes. Where'd you dudes go? Shit ton of Guild Wars. I played Guild Wars a bit. You still got all your paintbrushes and Neopets. That's adorable. Okay, my friends, I am well and thoroughly lost. Neopets was a great time waster. So was RuneScape. RuneScape was definitely. Final countdown. Okay, we are going to be consulting Paper Mario guides You can Google. It's time to phone a friend. It is. I phoned strategywiki.org because the IGN didn't have exact enough directions for me. But maybe we'll go back to the IGN one. You know, it's funny, I tried to click on my screen that I'm monitoring everything on rather than, like, you know, actual chat. Archive.org guide. Look at that. Oh my god. They scanned it in. Good for them. That is one old school strategy guide. Nintendo's player guide. That gives me such nostalgia. Game FAQs. That's where I went back in the game days, like Game FAQ. Okay, but we are looking for where to go after we hit the... Mario wins the battle and doorway opens to where the base used to be. Take Mario through the door and down the next 2 warp pipes. In the second room, search for the bush in front of the pipe. Find a coin. Also search the warp pipe. Find a star piece. We did that. Then head to the next room. Pierce